Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Grand Cat and today, well, we're not finishing off the heroic upgrade just yet. We've got 1 day and 17 hours left, but we are going to finish off Alex Shelley in this video. And a few of you were asking why I've set up my deck the way it has been, and it's literally just so that I can get opponents that are equally on the same level, which makes things slightly nicer to go after. And I'm going to explain how this works. Actually, that's not particularly good. I'll go for that one instead. And the reason why I see these tables that has minus 12,000.04 and the other one that's got minus 15,000.92, that should eliminate an opponent's card. And this is the reason why it's these tables, is the reason why I've got my setup like this. So if we proceed here, Undertaker wins this one. And now minus 12,000 should be enough to KO this card here, which means it's a one-on-one match between Rey Mysterio and Andrade. And my toughness is just a little bit higher, so that means that I grab this ring here. Because when any stat in the opponent's goes to 0, that card is KO'd. So if you use a table to put their power to 0, then your characters don't even have to fight, they just immediately win. Okay, next up we've got left arrows, and this one is don't use down arrows, and this one is to use up arrows. We'll put an up arrow here, we'll go for this one here, and speed unfortunately is not one that I am particularly strong at. So we're going to use a table here anyway, see if we can win. Not sure if we will. So of course my managers are giving plus power and toughness to the entire deck, which is why they've all got insanely powered power and toughness, but the speed and charisma are the same, and you can see that the opponent is doing the same thing, that they've got toughness and charisma on their side. And now the next one, we're looking for a good up arrow here, and we will just put anything that's not a down arrow into here, and let's just proceed and see how that goes. So we've got these two rings, certainly. It all comes down to this one. Now, I think they're probably going to all eliminate each other, because all of my charisma is going to go to 0, and all of their power is going to go to 0. Yeah, that is exactly how that works. So it gives us 104 points, and then we also get an additional 40 for winning, which puts us up to 144. That is enough for us to grab the Alex Shelley. And we are now on to the heroic upgrade itself. Let's go ahead and use up these draft picks. My goodness, it's the very, very last one. And always check to see if your card, your prize, is in there. Sometimes it'll show up, sometimes it doesn't. The event cards are not supposed to show up here, and you're not supposed to be able to just dust them like that, but sometimes they do. So always make sure that you aren't accidentally going to delete your own cards that you just earned. That says we've now only got 7,200 left and 1 day and 17 hours left to grab that heroic upgrade. And try to think, where is our Alex Shelley? There he is. We're going to lock him down, and let's go ahead and grab our fusion. So this should be a guaranteed SummerSlam 25 card, which is Ivy Nile, which is an F1. So that's very, very cool. And we've got 600 of these. My goodness. So this is the one that gives a guaranteed SummerSlam card, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We don't need to do this one. We don't need to do this one anymore, because this only gives you the old school SummerSlam cards, and I've already completed the SummerSlam rocks, so we don't need to go doing that anymore. You can see we're down to only 4 of the 10 cards, but we have managed to grab ourselves the Zelina Vega. So let's go ahead and grab our community reward, and congratulations to Not Chris, who managed to get the top reward this time. Just go ahead and claim this now. It's of course going to give you a whole bunch of old school cards, including quite a few Finn Balor's. Finn Balor is only available off of the PvP packs, so getting a few of him is pretty awesome. And this also gives you 100 credits and 3 rare draft picks as well. So let's see if we can get anything cool from these rare draft picks. We've got a Maurice that's unhinged, that's pretty cool. Logan Paul, and Damien Priest. We're going to lock down that Maurice, but the Logan Paul and Damien Priest we don't need. We're just going to go ahead and dust them. Let's see what we've got in our rewards. Okay, we've got a couple there that I didn't claim from yesterday. The Pro Crystals, that gave nothing because we were already maxed out in the Blue Crystals. And the Daily Streak is going to give us a WrestleMania 41 Jade Cargo. And tomorrow's Daily Streak, if you've been completing all of it, will give you the Dominic Mysterio Chicken Nuggies, which is going to be very, very cool. It's going to increase the charisma of your Dominic Mysterio. So if you've got the Dominic Mysterio from SummerSlam Rocks, that's going to be really, really helpful. Let's go ahead and claim this. It's a 10% chance to pull the JC Jane. So it's going to contain a whole bunch of old school SummerSlam cards as well. Now it says here 26, which means that there's only 30 cards, which means that we did not get the JC Jane. Thank you to my YouTube comment section for pointing that one out. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip to results. You can see that yes, we did get the 30 cards, but we did not get the 10% chance to get the JC Jane. If it has a plus 27, you got the JC Jane. If it's plus 26, you did not. Now we can also make a pro of this Shinsuke Nakamura, since it's got the shining little stars there. It looks like there's another couple of pros we can make. So we'll go ahead and do that in just a minute. But first off, that was weird. I had a little exclamation mark here, like as if I had something that I could do. But I think that was just a visual glitch, because it seems to have disappeared now. Next up, we're going to play Lights Out. We're going to play this one for free. See if we can get a JC Jane off of this. We are not going to spend credits on it. There is no rhyme or reason to this. It's literally just picking at random. And seeing if you can make any lines. Okay, we've got one line. We've got 4 more picks to go with. And we're just going to go ahead and claim an exit there. And we also managed to complete the currency collector. Certainly given us a lot of old school cards. Unfortunately, a lot of these can't be used in the SummerSlam Rocks. They're just old school cards for the sake of being old school cards, I suppose. And we didn't pull anything of any great interest there, unfortunately. We still only have one JC Jane. I'm going to have to try and get myself the Pro at some point. But it seems like it's not happening today. So let's jump into Blocker Buster now. See if we can find some title belt somewhere. Okay, so what we want to do is want to dig it and see if we can find something. So I'm going to use this one here. And I'm also going to do something like this. And we'll do this. Okay, so there was not any belt there. Let's try this space. Okay, we found the gold belt and it's going across the way. So it's these ones we want to try and take out. Now, I don't think I can take out both of those spaces. But I can maybe take out one of them. Okay, so there wasn't anything behind that space either. And then the last one, we're going to do that. We've got 2 belt spaces. And I think we're just going to claim an exit there. Unfortunately, nothing tremendous of interest again from that one. But we haven't spent any credits, so that is good. I don't think there's anything new over here. Not today. Now I'm still working on a couple of pros. So let's go ahead and make some of those pros then, shall we? So we have the Pro Batista, who's now ready to go. We have the Pro Eddie Guerrero, the second one. The Sami Zayn we're still working on, and the Soul Score we're still working on as well. The John Cena I've not even started, and the Uncle Howdy I've not started either. We've also got the F1 Ivy Nile, which I need to work on, and the Montez Ford. But we have the Eddie Guerrero, and we have the Pro Batista. So let's go ahead and claim those. We can detach the equipment from them. I think this is actually a really good image for Eddie Guerrero. I think this comes from... Yes, it's this one. I think it's Season 1 Legendary? Or is it Super? No, I think it's Legendary. So, yeah, I don't know why, but it just seems to really fit well with the card aesthetic for this. So that's the image I'm going to use for my second Eddie Guerrero. So let's go ahead and combine those first. I never know what the thumbnail is going to be, so it could be that Eddie Guerrero with the star in front of him, or it could be the Batista over here. That's really interesting. Because this is incombinable, it's saying that I can fortify this card with the F3 Eddie Guerrero, which is hilarious. I mean, like, I'm not going to, but I think it's really funny that it's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And it's like, no, that's a really bad idea. And we just need to remove Batista from one of these, and we can finally make the Pro World Heavyweight Champion Batista. I did that one a little bit too early. Right. I shall need to see what I can do about that one. And of course, we're going to just go to Trainable. And we're going to lock down our Batista as well. Let's throw them into the Performance Center. Start off with Batista first. That might be enough. It is. And we'll take a look at that in just a second. Next up, we're going to do the Eddie Guerrero. I don't know if 91's enough. No, it still has an hour left. So we'll just use something else. Use a couple of cards, shall we? Now we can make pros of these, so we'll leave those for just now. Okay, that's +2 levels. That might be enough. There we go. That was all we needed. And now let's just compare those cards. So you can see there's Batista on level 105. He's got 5 as variants and 0 matches. But he has 70.44 thousand in speed, 80.28 thousand in charisma, 84.37 in toughness, and 90.36 thousand in power. The Eddie Guerrero, when pro'd with 2 of his variants, has 70.08 thousand in toughness, 73.15 in power, 89.15 in charisma, and 89.25 in speed. So that is very, very cool. And I'm going to have to work on getting all of these cards, all of their matches, and all of their variants, including this Finn Balor as well. And our second Finn Balor, I need to work on so that we can make the pro of that when we finish up the Heroic Wargames. He said, forgetting what the name of the event was called. So before we finish up, let's go ahead and use some of these SummerSlam cards. In fact, before we do, let's see what we can combine and see what additional stars we can get. So we'll just go for all the old school ones. So we don't need that one. Or that. Now it's a case of trying to find the stars. If we've already got the double stars here, then we don't need to make the pro of it because it won't give us an additional star. However, there's ones like that we can. And if it only costs 10 credits, or 10 super coins even, I'm completely fine with that. Those Montez Fords were really, really difficult to find as well for the Mega Collection. There we go. We're now up to 15,933 stars, which is very, very cool. And let's jump into Rocket. We're just going to auto-select here. And of course there's 0 to the Mega Collection, 0 to the Mega Collection, because both have already been completed. So we're just doing this for fun at this stage, seeing if we can pull any additional Eddie Guerreros or Dominic Mysterios. Now we can also get some other rewards, like Super Coins. Well, we didn't get anything from that one. And of course, you still have the chance of pulling SummerSlam 25 cards from the Rey Mysterio pack. It's a very, very low chance, but it can be done. It does happen on occasion. And as I've been seeing in the comment section, a lot of you guys are either completed or you're getting very, very close to completing the Mega Collection yourselves, which is very, very cool. There's going to be a lot of Zelina Vegas going around. We managed to get an unhinged Alba Fire. That's quite cool. That's Alba Fire as part of the Secret Service. And she, for a very brief time, went by the name Slagent A. And Piper Niven went by the name Slagent P for Piper Niven. So I'm really going after the super coins here, just try and regain a whole bunch of super coins, since we use them to get the Pro Sami Zayn and the Pro Solo Sikoa. Also, we've got enough of the fusion tokens that we don't really need any additional fusion tokens here. So I am more focused on getting the super coins. The lightning bolt, of course, gives you the fusion tokens, which is still required if you are missing any of the cards from the fusion tokens. Another thing to remember is that if you are missing any cards, you can click on them to see whereabouts they come from. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here if we go into Mega Collection, if it will let me. For example, if you needed the Shinsuke Nakamura, you click on it and you see that you can find the superstar by playing King of the Ring. Or if you need this Miz, he comes from Walk the Ropes. Now, of course, Walk the Ropes isn't out yet, but you can also find him in the store by using credits. Or, for example, Gunther comes from 24/7. So if you're missing Gunther, then that just means you need to place more 24/7 matches until you get lucky enough. The Kevin Owens come from playing Boom. The John Cena's come from just the regular draft board, which you get 50 of these a day. Sheamus comes from the Gauntlet, which comes in 3 days and 15 hours. So if there's anything that you're missing, you just click on it and it's like, okay, I need to play more games of Survivor until I pull this AJ Styles. And once you've pulled all the ones that you need from that, then you can stop playing that event. Now, I was very, very happy when I got my final Survivor card because that's the one that I least like doing because it takes quite a while. I prefer if there was an option to have a faster version of Survivor, where it's maybe like a game where you just play against the computer. I understand that the concept of it is, obviously it's meant to be played against other humans, where you trade the cards and you try and outwit the opponent. But it would be nice to have a slightly faster option with similar rewards. Like to have a PvP Survivor and a single player Survivor. It's not necessarily that I don't like playing against people, it's more that I don't like having to wait for every single person to finish up their matches, and sometimes it can be very, very slow and take a very long time. And I think that is our last one of these. We got an unhinged Tiffany Strand, which would have been fantastic last year, but unfortunately not as usable this tier because we've already got a pretty stacked looking deck. Let's take a quick look at our quests here. So we can still use a few more of our super moves to get a bonus chance at this and also a couple of old school cards. And we have literally finished everything else with the Eddie Guerrero quest. Our daily quest, we've got a few of these we can just take care of. We've got 15 draft picks here. I'll go ahead and take those. The Battle Pass quest is completely finished as well. We managed to get the Pro AJ Styles. We're only 5 away from getting the objective card, which will give us a guaranteed SummerSlam 25 card as well. So I think I'm going to continue playing a little bit of Wargames. I'm going to try and level up some rewards. Let's take a quick look at Battle Pass here. Oh, we are very close to getting the last John Cena. Let's go ahead and... I almost said AJ Styles, that's because I was thinking of the last Battle Pass. Let's go ahead and claim these. So we'll claim our Battle Pass rewards here. We've got 3 rare draft picks. The Big Boss Man and Andre the Giant. Oh, and we managed to pull a SummerSlam 25 Akira Torizawa. I'm going to lock that one down. And the final reward is going to be coming up. We just need to get ourselves just over... I was about to say 7.5. 6,500. It's 6,500. No, 650. My goodness, I was adding an additional 0. Another 650 points to get up to that 10,000, and that will give us the Pro Unseen 17 greatest of all time big match John Cena. We have 3 rare draft picks to go here. Damien Priest and Finn Balor, Judgment Day. And Sol Ruka, who is not part of Judgment Day yet. Is that a sign of things to come? So I am going to get these draft picks and then we're going to finish up this video. So with that said, folks, I think that is going to be it for this little video, and I really hope that you've all enjoyed. And if you did enjoy it, please give me a like, share and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so that you can see when more of these glorious little videos go out. And we shall see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.